Okay, thank you for still being with us on this channel. The name still remains Frank Ilo. In this Revit tutorial video, we shall be looking at how to draw a plan, how to build your walls. How do you build your walls? How do you create a floor plan with Revit? That is exactly what we shall be doing on this in this video. Mind you, you are watching the AfriDezigns Studio channels. So, we have learned how to create the thicknesses of the wall you want to use. Now, how do you make a plan? How do you build walls? I want us to look at a very simple plan I have already in my system, and that is the plan we are going to be using. Somebody asked me some time ago and said, must I need to have a plan before I can build or create my plan on Revit? I say you don't necessarily need to, but if you have a plan or a sketch in hand, it makes it faster for you, it makes it easier for you. Okay, so it's not a must that you must have an already made plan somewhere for you to transfer to your Revit. It's even better if you have a plan in AutoCAD, you can export it to Revit. You don't need to do the drawing again. Okay, so the plan I'm going to show you now is not telling you that you must have an already made plan on hand before you now draw. Let's go to my desktop and see the plan I'm talking about. Where is this thing now? Where is that video I used? Okay. So, look at this simple plan. This is a 3-bedroom bungalow. This is a 3-bedroom bungalow. The overall dimensions are 11.9 meters and 11.25 meters respectively. So just take a good look at this floor plan. This is what we shall be creating with our Revit. This is an AutoCAD work. So when you have this in mind, just take notes of the overall dimension. Take note of the overall dimension because you are going to get the outline first before you now start doing the inner demarcations. Okay, you get the outline first before you start doing the inner demarcations. So the overall dimension is 11.900 and 11.250. So I go back to Revit. Then as I've gone back to Revit, somebody also asked me a question some time ago and said, what if the plan is too big that you cannot enter these 4 elevation markers? If it is so big that you cannot enter, you can highlight the elevation markers. Click on this one, highlight it, and use your what are they calling this thing again? This arrow bar, arrow key. I think it's arrow key. Use this arrow key to shift it. You can shift this thing, or you can use move to move it. As you have shifted that one, do the same thing to this one and use your arrow key on your keyboard to shift it as far as you want. If you want to keep on going, you can keep on going. So it does not have limits. You can keep on going. So if your plan is too big, you can expand your elevation markers. When you have done that, what is the next thing you have to do? The next thing you have to do is to go to wall. And when you go to wall, you have to select the wall thickness you want to work with. Presently, this is on 100 millimeters wall thickness, and the thickness of my floor plan is 150 millimeters. If I continue drawing with this, I will have 100 on my plan, which is not what I intend to do. So what do? I click on this arrow too. Click on this arrow, it will bring me the list of wall thicknesses we have here. So I simply come here, you can see generic 150 mm. Click on generic 150 mm. When I click on it, I look at this title bar, this properties title, and make sure that it is carrying 150. When it is carrying 150, that is enough. Then I come here, my options bar. You see this arrow where you have unconnected, this is unconnected. Click on this arrow beside it and select 02, that is level 2, ground floor level. What does that mean? It is telling you that here is the starting point of this wall, natural ground level. You are not like a mason that is building a wall. Where is your wall starting from, and where are you building to? What height? To what height do you want to build to? Now you now answer. I am starting from natural ground level. I want to build it up to the ground floor level, that is DPC. Then I click on ground floor level. I repeat, if you did not do that, if you draw your wall without doing what I just did, it will take it to 8,000 millimeters, which is 8 meters. It will take it there. That is the default height it is having here. But when you change it now, so you have changed it now, it is going to give me 600 when I draw. Then when you have done this, because you want to draw the external walls, the outline, also come to location line. When you come to location line, click on this arrow here, this very arrow. Click on it and select core faces exterior. Sorry, core face exterior. Core face simply means the out to out without finishes. When you say finish, you know what I mean by finishes. Plaster without plaster. Just this is the naked wall. That is core. When you say core face, so select core face exterior. You click on it. Then what is the thickness? The horizontal thickness is 11,900. Then I click at any point. You can see I've clicked here now. When you click on it, it will produce a wall for you. You can go around. When I click like this now, depending on the direction I want to go to my right. I go here and type 11,900 as we saw it on that plan. I press enter. Then it will give me where it stops. Then I come down here like this. The next one is what? 11,250. 11,250. I press enter. Then I go to my left. I type again 11,900. I press enter. Then I go up. I can just join it here. Once you see that pink square, you can click. I click there. Then I press escape twice to end the command. Twice. Then when I've done this, I have to determine to make sure that what I did is actually correct or accurate. So I have to dimension the out to out. So I go to dimension here. This is dimension line. You can see what I was telling you about quick access bar. There's a place I'm supposed to go to get my dimension, but because they want me to be fast, they have positioned it here for me. I click on dimension. Then as I click on dimension, this place will come out. Save the project. This is the backup I was telling you. If I click on this now, it will back up whatever I've done to save it for me. Then I click on save the project to continue. Now I want to dimension the out to out, but it is not allowing me. Why do you know that it's not allowing me? You can see the dotted line in the middle. If I make the mistake of clicking now, it will go and snap or magnet at that middle. It will only give me center to center dimension, but I don't want center to center. I want to dimension the faces of the wall, either the inner face or the outer face. What do? I come to options bar here. You can see wall center line. Click on this arrow and select wall faces. Wall faces, so that it will enable me to dimension the faces of the wall. I click on it. Now I can have the liberty. Now I can see that dotted line has disappeared. I can now click here, out and out again, because you know it was out to out dimension we did. Then when you have click here and click here, come to the line, the dimension line. Click on the dimension line so that the dimension will be stable. If not, it cannot be stable. Then I have gotten my horizontal dimension. To get my vertical dimension, I come here again at this bottom, click here and click here. Then I come to the dimension line, click on the dimension line for it to be stable. Now tell me, the dimensions you see here, is it a true reflection of what we have there?
This one is a true reflection.
The both of them are the true reflection. This is 11,900, this is 11,250. So I just asked that question to know if your mind is here.
This
So
one that I captured.
okay, capture this one 11,250. This one is 11,900. This is 11,250. So once you have gotten your dimension, please delete this dimension. You don't need them now. You only use them to confirm. This is the extent of the building we are drawing, but this is not the shape, because you know the shape comes from, it has a porch in front here, but never you mind the porch or anything that is protruded. Just get the overall. With time you just cut off some places that you don't need. With this now, just click somewhere here and highlight this. I want to bring it to the middle of my, you see it is on the left hand side of this elevation markers. I want to bring it to the middle. So when I highlight it, I go to move here, click on move, then I come to it and click on it and drag it to the center. It is more centralized now. It is not a must that it must be here or that there's anything that will happen if you had left it where it was, but I love keeping my own at the middle. So when you have done that, press escape twice. So this is what you have. So this is it. This is the plan, okay? But if you want to see how the three-dimensional view of this plan looks like, what do? Go to quick access bar. You will see this house, but sometimes your quick access bar may not be here. You can still get this house from your view. Click on view and go to this house, this 3D. Okay, click on it. This is what you have just drawn. This is the three-dimensional view of it. Okay, it is in black and white form, but you can give it a visual effect by adding a color, maybe an ash color to it. How do you do that? You come here, you see this bar here, this bar here. When you touch on this one, you see the name visual style. Click on the visual style and click on realistic. It has given it a color, but this color is a temporary color. You can still give it your main color, the color you wish, even if it is white, cream color, Abuja brown, or whatever. I agree now. This color you are seeing now is temporary color. You can give it your own final color when you are done with the modeling. You understand? But you can bear this one for the meantime. Now, having said this, having seen this, let's go back to our floor plan. You come here again to natural ground level. You double click on it. It will bring the plan for you. This is the time we have to look at the plan that we have to begin to bring them out. So I go back to the floor plan again. I want to bring out this room, this very room. Okay, and what is the size? I hope I can see the size very well. Okay, the size is, this is not 330. Is that 330 or 38? That is 382. This is 3.8 by 3,450. Okay, 3.8 by 3,450. Please, do you have, bring the calculator for me? We are going to do some calculations here now. Please be fast. You know this video is going. Okay, you have brought the calculator, right? What we are going to do now, we are going to go back to the Revit. I go to Revit. To bring out that room now, the horizontal dimension is 3,800. Okay, 3,800. So I'm going to use a particular method of erecting these walls. There are several ways, but this one seems to be the easiest for me. There are many ways to kill a rat, but this is the one I use most of the time. There are other ones I use depending on the occasion. So I want to use offset. I want to use offset to create my walls. So I click on modify. To get your offset, click on modify. Go here. This is called the offset icon. Click on offset icon. Okay, this box will come out. Now I would have typed 3800, which is the 3800, which is the horizontal dimension of that room. But if I do that, I won't get the right thing. So I have to add the thickness of the wall. The thickness of the wall, which is 150 millimeters. That is why I said you should bring out your calculator. Now add 3800 to 150. Add 3800 to 150.
3,950.
Okay, 3950. So I say 3950. Now I have to bring my cursor here. Now you see, when I brought my cursor here, the dash line fell outside, but I didn't want this thing to be outside. It's inside I want it, so I have to keep on touching my cursor until it falls inside. When it falls inside, and I'll click. Okay, when I click, you can see that thing is still falling outside. That is when you have to deactivate. Press escape twice. That is the beauty of deactivating. We have gotten the horizontal dimension of that room, right? We have to get the vertical. The vertical is what again? 3450. 3450 plus 150 mm. That is 3600, right? Now I go to offset again. Click on offset. I come here and type 3600, 3600. Then I come here and click on this. It will give me that room. Okay, but you can see this extension, I don't need it. Meanwhile,
I have the ruler. Ruler.
so you can see this extrusion, but before that I have to press escape twice to end the command. You can see this extrusion, I don't need it. I'm only interested in this room that is here. I have to trim them off. How do I trim them off? There are two ways I can do it. Okay, I can use this toolbar. This is called extend and trim to corner. I can click on this. Then if I click on this side and click on this side, it will be trimmed. But there is a place you click on it, you will get the wrong thing. If I click on it and click here and click here, it will give me the wrong thing. So it should be mindful of where you are clicking. If I click on it, I click here because I want to retain this one. I want to retain this one. The ones you want to retain is where you're going to click. Now, having said that, this is one way. This is one way to trim. The other way is to, I have to deactivate, to click on this line, okay, and click on this cursor, this button, this blue button. Now when you click on it and you hold and drag it backwards and bring it to this point. Do the same thing to this one and drag to this point. No, something went wrong there. I cancel it. Click on it, I zoom and take it back. So this is the right way. I press escape twice. Okay, I've gotten that room. This is the room I've gotten so far. This is the room. Mind you, oh God, we did not even add the wardrobe to it. So when you add wardrobe to this, 600 plus 3,450, that will give you 4,000. That is 4,000, 4050. 4050. Let's add it at once. Okay, let's add it at once. So I go back to that place. I use dimension to add it now. I click on dimension. I click here and I click here, and I've gotten my room. So to edit this now, I click here, okay, and I click on the figure. You first click on the wall, click on the figure, and you put 4050. I press enter. it is warning me that this one is no longer up to that point. Never mind, just say unjoin. Okay, when you say unjoin, you can see they are not touching each other. You can still click on this and drag it, or you can still use this one, use this tool, click here and click here, they will join. This one is more accurate than clicking and dragging. This one is more accurate. So we have gotten this room with the wardrobe now. So what I have to do again, let's go to the plan again. The next thing we have to get is this one. The vertical, the horizontal is 1350. Okay, add 1350 to 150. How many?
1,500.
1500. So go back to Revit. So I go to offset. I type 1500, 1500. Then I come here and I get this one. Then I go to the next one. This one now is 2100 plus 150. 2250. I go back to Revit. I go to offset. I say 2000 what? 2250. Then I come here and offset this one again. Now there's something I want you to observe. If you go to that plan we are looking at, this line, let me press escape twice. This line goes straight to this one. It joins with this one. Let's confirm it. This line is still the same line that is going. You can see it. It's in alignment with this one. So they are one. So I have to use my trim to join this line and this line before I start moving any other thing. So I go back and now use this tool again. Click here, I click here, and I click here. It will join all of them. But now mind you that there are some internal walls that are inside here. Let's look at them. There is a wall here. This wall is for the veranda. Then there is this wall that demarcates the store, the kitchen store, and the toilet. Now the two of them, you see this one now, this is 2400. Okay, add 150 to it. 2400 plus 150, that should be 2550. 2550. So let's remove that wall. I go to Revit, I go to offset, 2550, 550. Then I come here and I offset it. Okay, when I offset it, you can see that it went outside. I don't need all these ones. I don't need all this one. What do? I still use another tool. You see this tool? We call it trim and extend single element. I click on it. Okay, I click on the wall, the extent of where I want the thing to stop. I want it to stop on this wall. Then I click on this side. Sorry, I made a mistake. That is not what I should have done. I click on it. I want this one to remain, but it must not cross this wall. Okay, when I click on this wall now, you click on the one you want to retain, to remain, not this one, because I want this one to go off. So I do not need to click on this one. I want it to go off, so I click on this one. Okay, because the command is still active. If you look at my cursor, it is still carrying that symbol, meaning that it is still active. I don't need to come and click on it again. I just click on this wall again. Okay, I want this one to remain. I don't want this one to, I want this one to go, but I want this one to remain. So once I've clicked on this wall, I click on where I want to have or to remain. I click on this one. I've gotten that. Then I press escape twice. I go to architecture, click on wall. I want to bring out this one. Okay, I click on offset again. Calculate for me. I don't even think. Okay, let's see what we have there. This is 900, and this, hold on, this 900 is in to out. Okay, in to out, which means we don't need to add wall thickness. No need of adding it because in to out. The wall thickness is part of the 100 and 900, so we don't need it. So just go back to Revit and type 900. Then I bring it here and click. So I go to this icon again, click on this place, click on this wall. I want this side to go, I want this side to remain. I click on this side I want to remain. I click on this other side, I want this one to go off, but I want this one to remain. I click on this one that I want to remain. Okay, now if I dimension this now, in to out will give me 900. Can you see it now? So that is it. So I delete the dimensions. So you can see we are making progress.
Yes.
Now if you look at the drawing now, we have gotten from like this to like this. This one we have gotten these ones, remaining these ones. Okay, now we want to bring out this room. The vertical dimension is 3,450. This other one, there's something I want to bring out in this case now. You see this wall, it goes straight down here. Okay, so I want to extend it first. I go to Revit, I click on this. I can drag it, but that dragging is not so accurate. So I click on this point, click here and click on it. It will go there and join. So I want to start removing these walls. Okay, the vertical dimension of this room is 450. Add it to 150. 3,600. So I click on offset and type 3,600. Then I offset it. Okay, when I have offsetted it, you can see that the thing has gone beyond where I want it to be. I still use this very one, trim stroke extend single element. When I click here, I click on this vertical line as the boundary. When I click on it, I do not want all these ones that go beyond this side. I want this very one. I click on this one. It will drag it to this other side. Now remember we have two toilets here, and the sizes of those two toilets are 1,200, 1,200. So I have to remove them now. 1,200 plus 150. I think it should be 1,350. 1,350. I go to offset. I say 1,350. 1,350. I offset this one because the other one is the same thing. I still offset it again. Okay. Now let's go back and see what is happening on the plan. Now we have this one left. Okay, and this one is what? 3,450. Add 150 to it. That is 3,600. Okay, so I go back to Revit and say 3,600. 3,600. Then I offset this. Okay. Now you can see that this place is not needed. Are you getting me? Yeah. This is where our porch starts. This is the porch. Let me remove this inside. This is the porch area. Are you getting it? So I told you before, when you want to start the plan, just draw the overall dimension. With time, as you are bringing out the rooms, you will cut off the places you don't need. Like this place now, we don't need this place. So what do? I click here. I click on this other side and click on this other side. I click on this other side and click on this other side. You see, this place now has been cut off by itself. Okay, let's go back to the plan again. I go back to the plan. When I go back to the plan, I want to remove this vertical line. You know, we have lobby here. There is lobby here. So I have to remove this vertical line. And this lobby, the width of the lobby is 1,200. Okay, 1,200 plus 150 mm. That is 1,350. So what do? I click on offset. I come here, I say 1,350. And now offset this very one, this other side. It goes this way. Then I use this particular tool again, this trim, click on this one. I click on this boundary and click on this side. I click on this other boundary and click inside. It will trim it inside. Now remaining this one, you know, this one did not extend. This place is, the whole of this place is lobby. So I click on this boundary and click inside. It will drag it in. Now I've gotten this. I have to remove my Porsche. Now we have Porsche here. What is the width of that Porsche? The width of that Porsche is supposed to be 3000 millimeters, which is 3 meters. Okay, 3000. Can you see it here? This 3 meters is the same thing with here, because they are in the same alignment. You can see this vertical wall and this vertical wall. So what you have on this sit out is what you have on the dining. So we're going to remove this sit out now. We are going to use this dimension. So 3000 millimeters plus 150 will give you 3150. So I click on Revit, then I go back, I click on what? The offset. Go inside and type 3150. Then when I come here, I put it on this other side. Mind you, when you are offsetting, the dashed line will be falling on both sides, but it is you that know the side you want it to be. So I want it to be on the left hand side. I click on this left hand side. Now you can see that it went right inside to the places I did not want it to get to. So I have to use my trim again. I use this tool, click on this one. I click on this horizontal to serve as my boundary or extent or limit. Let it serve as my limit. I click here, and because I want to retain this one, I click on this side to fall out. When it falls out, what do I need to do? I go to this drawing again. You discover that this place, this line goes right straight on. They are in the same alignment. They are in the same alignment. So what do I do? I can just extend this one. When I go there, I click on this and I can drag this. Or even if I don't want to drag it, I can use the other method. I can use this string. Click here, and click here. I take it now. I click here and click here. It will give me what I want. I take it now. Now I press escape twice to end the command. But this word did not cross here. It did not cross here. So what do? I go to this modified tools bar. I use split element. When I click on split element, I come here, I click at the middle, I press escape twice. I still use this tool. When I click on this tool, I use this as my limit or my boundary. Click on this and click on this side, it will come on this other side. I use this one also as the boundary on my left hand side. Click on this one and click on this one, it will go. But first I used split elements. So I've gotten this, we are getting there gradually. Our plan is coming out. So I have to remove the sit out here. What is the dimension? I go here. The dimension is 2550 plus 150. What will it give us? Add it. That should be 2700. So I go to Revit. I click on offset. I go to offset box and put 2700. When I put 2700, I come back here and offset it inside. It will go. I've gotten that. Let's see my dining. I go to the dining. The dining height, vertical dimension is what? It is 2850. 2850 plus 150. That is 3000, right?
Yeah.
No, be so. 2850 plus 150. Add it. It should be 3000 now.
2850 plus 150.
Yes.
3000.
Okay. So I click on Revit again. I go to offset. I make this one 3000. Then I come to offset it. When I offset it, it will give me this wall. Then I press escape twice to end the command. Then if you look at that drawing, you see that this lobby and the toilet will have somewhere here. They're in alignment. Look at the drawing here. This is the lobby, and this wall goes right straight to this point. So what do? I go to Revit again. I click on this tool, click on it, click on this as my extent, and click on this one. It will go and join that place. When it joins that place, there are some demarcation on that toilet. If you look at this toilet, there is a small lobby here. There is this wall and there is this wall. Okay. So let's start from this side. Here is 1150. Okay, plus 150. Add it for me, please. 1150 plus 150. 1300. I go to Revit, then I go to offset. I make it 1300, right? Then I come here, I use this one to offset. When I offset this one, I use this to bring it back. Then the lobby for the toilet is 1050. 1050 plus 150 will give you 1200. So I click on offset and I type 1200 and I offset this. Okay, then I press escape twice to end. Then I've gotten that. Now let's look at the plan. When you look at the plan, this is the one I've just done. This one extends to give us the wardrobe. Okay, it's only give us the wardrobe. So I go there. This one has to be extended. Or let me just not extend it yet. I have to draw a line to show me the extent of my wardrobe. How do you draw a line in Revit? Go to annotate, click on this annotate, click on detail line. Then you come here, you select the type of line you want. If I click on this arrow, I want a thin line, fent line. I click on this. Then I come to offset and I type 600. Then I place my cursor here and go like this and stop here. I press escape twice. Now I can now drag this one to this point. Okay, but how do I do it? I click on modify and click on these tools, click on this one, I click on this line and click on the wall. It will just go and join there. We have gotten our wardrobe. So that is our wardrobe. So when you have done that, mind you, when you look at this drawing now, okay, this one extended though, it extended. So we have gotten this, we have gotten this. So I think we have gotten everything. Is there anything we have not gotten here? Let's look at our Revit. There's nothing we have not gotten here. Okay. But like this building, this room is bigger than what we have in that our floor plan. So sorry, let me not take much of your time, because this video is getting long enough already. So this is how to create the floor plan, and this is the foundation wall that you have done so far. The foundation wall, this is what you have done. Okay, so but you may like to take a look at what you have done. I think we made a mistake here. Yes. What did I tell you this one was? 1550 plus 150 cannot be 13. You told me 13. I'm looking at this thing and say that this is not what it is. No, this is wrong. Add it for me. 1550 plus
150.
yes 17. Look at this. I said this thing is confusing to me. So now what do? I click on this wall. This is another way to correct when you have made a mistake. This is how to correct it. In fact, it is even good that we made this mistake, so that when you make mistake, you know how to correct it. Click on the wall itself. When you click on the wall, the dimension, color and appearance will change. Click on the dimension now. Okay, because the wall is already there, that 150 we added, we shouldn't have added it. So we'll now leave it at 1550. That is what you put here, 1550, because that is the in to in. You add the wall thickness when you are doing in to out. Press enter. You can see it has shifted. Then this space here is 1050. That is 1050. So we don't need to add the 150 again because the wall is already there. So I click on dimension, click here and click here and click inside here. Escape twice. Then I click on the wall. Mind you, you are not clicking on the dimension first. Click on the wall that you want to shift. Click on the wall. Then the dimension itself will change in appearance. Click on the dimension now. And now type the value, which is 1050. You press enter. It will shift. This is the correct something. So as it has shifted now, make sure you delete the dimensions because you don't need them now. You only use them to make your corrections. So you can see this line now has shifted, you still need to drag it and join it. Join it here. Okay. But because this is foundation wall, you may not even need this line at this point. Delete it. So this is the foundation plan of this building, the foundation wall. So can we take a look at how this thing looks like in three-dimensional view? I go to access bar and click here. He's asking me to save. I save. Now this is how this thing looks like. This is what you have been doing since. Okay, please let's just end this video here. See you in next class. Thank